Ever wonder how to create these spaceship animations in Blender? Hi everyone, my name is Ahmed and you are watching Yogo Studio YouTube channel. So today we are going to create these kinds of animations in Blender. I am going to show you guys 3 methods of how you guys can create these kinds of animations. So without wasting any time, let's get started. Okay, so our first method is called Kitbashing. So in this method, basically you guys have a bunch of pre-made gribbles that you guys can drag and drop onto your mesh. So you guys, those gribbles you guys can create by yourself, which will be fun, but it's also complicated and a lot of work to create. So what you guys can do is you guys can download from Google, or there are free ones and some paid. So you guys just have to download them, or you guys have to create them, or you guys have to create your own. And so this is free one and this one is paid, you guys can see. And so I'm going to show you guys how you guys can do the kitbashing method by showing you guys. So first of all, you guys have to download any of these. So first of all, you guys have to download the blend file or any other file that you guys downloaded. Then if you guys have FBX file or any other file, what you guys have to do is just open Blender and import all those FBX files, then select every object, then press right click and then click on mark as asset. I'll show you guys I'll show you guys right now how you guys can do this. So now you guys can see we have this file. So I'm just going to cut it from here, then I'm going to come here on this disk. Now I'm going to create a new folder here named Gribbles. Make sure you guys do it make sure you guys do it too. So now I'm going to paste that zip file here. Now I'm just going to extract it. After extracting it, you guys will have this blend file or any other FBX files. Now I'm just going to move it out from this source folder. So I'm just going to delete the zip file and that source folder. Now what you guys have to do is just open Blender, and then now let's say you guys have imported these objects as an FBX file, means you guys have imported these. Now what you guys have to do is make sure to select every object by pressing A, then come here and into the outliner, press right click on any of them, then click on this mark as asset. Now these are all your assets. Make sure to save your file. Now what you guys have to do is just open another Blender file and then create your basic shape of anything. It can be a spaceship or these kind of objects. So create a rough shape of it, like in this case it's just a cylinder here. If you guys can see, it's just a cylinder in this video. And I'm just going to delete these two faces. I'm not going to create the middle part, this one. Now what you guys have to do is just come here, create a new window and change it to asset browser. And now for now you guys will see these here. Then what you guys have to do is just come here to edit and then preferences. Then you guys have to click on this plus button to add a new asset library. Make sure you guys are in the file paths preferences, so you guys can see this asset libraries. Then what you guys have to do is click on this plus button to add a new asset library, then go on to the folder where you guys saved those gribbles. In my case I've saved them in the E disk, and then this gribbles folder. Now what I'm going to do is just click on this add asset library. Now you guys can see we have this file. Now make sure to save your preferences, because if you don't do this, all these settings will be gone. You guys have to do it again. Then you guys can see we have these objects, these ones here, if you guys can see them here. Now what you guys have to do is just drag and drop these and use them in this mesh, like by taking it and place it this one here, adjusting the position, and then other things. That's it. This one is pretty hard. It's okay when you have a smaller mesh. This method can take much more time if you have bigger objects like this one. This video you guys can see we have small details here. So if you guys want these kinds of animation, then there is second and third method will be helpful. So as you guys can see, this was the first method. Now we are going to move on the second method. So the second method will be displacement. So let's get into displacement. So create a new file. I'm just going to create a new file. I am just going to now there are multiple websites that can generate a displacement map for you guys. Like there is a JS displacement website and there is a displacement X website. Now in this website what you guys have to do is just play with these values, set these values to whatever you guys want, or what you guys have to do, or what you guys can do is just click on this randomize to choose this. So the software will choose for you the settings. Click on randomize, then what you guys have to do is just click on generate. Now this will generate a displacement map for you guys, which you guys can use as a displacement. So this one is here. You guys can download it, and there is another website which is called Displacement X. In this case you guys have these parameters which you guys can use to generate different types of textures. So what I'm going to do is, for now I'm just going to click on randomize all to create a random texture. Then I'm going to click on render. Now you guys can see we have this. You guys can select the resolution to whatever you guys want. You guys can select any resolution that you guys want, and then we have this color. Now what this color will do is this will add random colors here, but first of all I will suggest you guys to download this black and white image. So click on download to download this black and white image, then select any of your color that you guys want here on it. I'm going with the red one, maybe black and red. Okay, I'm okay with these colors, black and then red. Then what I'm going to do is click on this preview color option, and now this will generate this color. Then what you guys have to do is download this image as well. Now come to Blender, then again just like before create a rough mesh of what you guys want. I am just going to create a cylinder just like before. You guys can use any mesh that you guys want. Okay, and then just like before, so I'm just going to delete these faces. Then what you guys have to do is make sure to apply the scale. Then what you guys have to do is come to modifiers, then add a modifier called displace. Then what you guys have to do is go into edit mode, press Ctrl+R on your keyboard to add loop cuts here. Now add 30 loop cuts here or any other that you guys want. Then what you guys have to do is add a subdivision surface modifier and place it above your displace modifier. Then click on this new texture to add a new displacement texture on it. Now click on this to come to this texture properties. Then what you guys have to do is select the displacement image that we just downloaded. So in this case maybe I forgot which was the image. Wait, okay, so this was the image. So what I'm going to do is I'm just double clicking it. Now this will add displacement to our object. Now what you guys have to do is come to modifiers tab. If you guys see this, what you guys have to do is first of all change the coordinates to UV and then select the UV map. Then what you guys have to do is increase the subdivision level if you guys want more detail. So I'm just going to set the level viewport to 6 or maybe 5. And now you guys can see we have this. Now as I told you guys, this is not for close-up shots. As you guys can see on this guy's videos, you guys can see he is showing from far away, so it means he used the displacement method or the third method, which I am going to show you guys later in this video, once we complete this second method. So now you guys just have to for now I am just going to disable the subdivision surface modifier, because it's taking a lot of resources of my PC. If you guys have a slow PC, then the third method will come handy for you guys. So now what we have to do is just open UV editor, go into edit mode, make sure the UVs are correct, just like this, because we have selected this UV coordinates here. That's why we need to UV unwrap this model. For now the UV unwrap is okay. For now the UVs are okay. So what we have to do is just enable the subdiv modifier, and for multiple results you guys just have to play with this. You guys just have to generate multiple these textures here. Now as you guys can see, I got this one. What I'm going to do is download it to test it as well to get a better result. So I'm just going to open that file now, because I don't like this texture much. That's why I'm going to use the other one. So yes, I think this one is okay. Then what you guys have to do is come to modifiers tab and reduce the strength a bit to make it just reduce the strength a bit to something like 0.2 or maybe 0.66. Maybe I'm going with 0.3. Yes, I'm going with 0.3. Now you guys can see we have this cool looking sci-fi scene. You guys can see we have this from outside and from inside as well. Now what you guys have to do is just select your render engine. You guys can use Eevee as well, because now you guys just have to save your file. And then now one more method, because now if you guys come here, you guys can see he have some materials here, lights and all the other things. So what we can do is just create a new material on it. You guys remember we downloaded a colored texture here as well, which was black and red one. You guys can see this one. So what we are going to do is just select your principled BSDF, press Ctrl+T on your keyboard to add these image texture and these mapping nodes as well. Now click on this open to select a texture from here, and then I'm going to select this texture. Then now if you guys go into rendered mode, but what I like to do is just come to emission, and I'm going to plug this one into emission as well, so that this red area will glow. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to increase the strength, and you guys can change these materials from here. You guys can add stop to add multiple colors. You guys can click on this. So if you do this, you guys can see we have these much more, and if you guys delete it, and you guys can see we have this, and you guys can randomize it as well. By randomizing it, you guys will get this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to compositor, click on use nodes, then add a glare node here, change it to bloom, and then now if you guys go into rendered mode, you guys will get your result. Now this was that easy, and yes, that was it. This was our second method. Now we are moving on to the third method. You guys can see these details here, these pretty cool detail. So let's move on to the third method. So the third method is textures. We are going to use materials to get that. Now if you guys come here, you guys can see this guys, he's showing viewport as well. Now in this viewport you guys can see these have plane surface. So how he get those details, sci-fi details, if you guys see here as well, it's just a plane, so to as I show you guys the second method, which was displacement, and we are going to use the third method, which is called, if you guys come here, you guys can see it's plane as well. He's using just planes, and then he is using materials to convert that plane into that sci-fi looking scene. So let me show you guys how you guys can do that as well. Same like before, you guys have to use this website. You guys have to use JS placement or displacement text, just like before. Then what you guys have to do is just click on this preview normal and then download this normal file. I'll download this normal file along with this displacement map. And yes, this method also requires UV mapping, so make sure the UVs are correct of your object, which is going to which will be correct because in this method we are just going to use these objects, the plane or the cube or the UV sphere or any other these objects, and these objects already UV unwrapped, and we don't need to UV unwrap these models now. Now let's move into, now open a new window here, create a new window and open shader editor. Click on this new button to add a new material. Then what you guys have to do is press Ctrl+T on your keyboard to add this image texture, and then what you guys have to do is select here the colored one that you guys want as a color. So I'm going to use this one. So I'm just first of all I am just going to create a colored one, and I'm going to use any color for now just to show you guys how you guys can create that. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select that, and then I'm going to duplicate this image texture, and then I'm going to plug these mapping nodes into this as well. And then what I'm going to do is I am just going to open this normal map here on this one, and then I'm going to duplicate it one more time, plug the mapping nodes, and here I am going to use that displacement map. And now this one will go into this normal map, and then what we have to do is make sure to save the file first. And then what you guys can do is you guys can add a bump node here as well, or you guys can use the normal node here as well. It's up to you, you guys can use anything. So now I'm just going into rendered view. For now I am just going to disable this colored one because I selected the wrong colors, and I'm just going to enable lightings. And to get that space background, you guys have to use HDRIs, which you guys can download from the internet, which you guys can download from the Polyheaven website or from any other area that you guys want. So I am going to use Blender Kit add-on, and I'm going to search for space, and okay, I'm going to use this one. Select your preferred resolution. I'm going to use 2K for now. Once it's done, you guys just have to go into render view, enable scene world, scene light, and you guys will get this space background. Now you guys just have to add some details here. Now play with the distance value. If you guys are using the bump node here, you guys can see we are having this sci-fi looking area. Now if you guys go into solid mode, you guys will see nothing. You guys will see like it's a plain circle. If you guys go into rendered mode, you guys will see these details, these sci-fi details, which you guys can control by this distance value, like how control it will go. You guys can see this, and I am going with, and then we have this displacement one. For this you guys can use the displacement one, this displacement node. Now I'm just going to plug this displacement node into this displacement section and the color into the normal, and here you guys can use this normal node here as well. Then you guys just have to play with the height value, the medieval value, and the scale value. It's up to you guys. You guys just have to play with these values. And then there is other thing, which is these materials. Now I have selected these junk material. Now you guys can see I plugged the textured one, this one, the material one. Now I have selected these textures. You guys can see I have this, which is not looking good, I know, but if you guys select good colors like this guy, the black one and the red one, by mixing them you guys can create something cool like this. So now I'm going to create a spaceship using these three methods. You guys can enjoy the time lapse. So yeah, that was it. You guys can use any of these three methods to get your desired look. And if you guys ask from me which method is more efficient, I would say if you guys have close-up shots, I would suggest you guys to use the Kitbashing method because it gives more detail. And if you guys have if you guys are making an animation which have a camera far away, not too much close, you guys can use the displacement or the material method. It's up to you guys. You guys can use any of these two methods. So yeah, that if you guys have any questions, drop a comment. I'll reply it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. So yeah, bye bye.